Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be filling a page in my sketchbook. Nothing too elaborate, just some doodling. I think that's the best way to get myself out of an art block, is to doodle. I've been recently very obsessed with Zelda again, so I'm working on a sketch of Link from Twilight Princess. Everything I draw today is from Twilight Princess. It's my favorite game from the series. I do want to apologize in advance because I realized after I filmed this that my camera keeps switching between being focused on my arm and focused on my sketchbook, so I will keep that in mind for future videos. This is my first YouTube video with a voiceover, so bear with me. But I wanted to start uploading more art process focused videos, as opposed to the animations I normally post on here. I've had this channel for a while, but I always end up posting something and then abandoning it for months. But hopefully I have an easier time being consistent uploading more sit-down talking style videos, because these take way less time to make than animations. I do have so many ideas for animations though. I've recently been watching Dungeon Meshi and I'm really enjoying it. And I've also started playing Stardew Valley. I just recently purchased it, but I've already put I don't know, probably 100 hours into the game. So I'd like to make something for those. And I found myself turning to animation memes when I do have inspiration for animations, but I do want to branch out from that and kind of just animate my own ideas that I have in my head. Especially because not every idea I have works in the animation meme format. And right now I've started sketching Midna. She is one of my all-time favorite Zelda characters, by far my favorite guide, and I love her character development within Twilight Princess, and also I love her theme. But I could also just talk about Twilight Princess for hours. I love this game, the soundtrack, the art style, the combat system, and just the general vibe of the game. I haven't finished playing every Zelda game, but I am on a mission to own and complete every game in the series. And I wanted to push myself to draw traditionally today, but I do feel so much more comfortable drawing digitally. I just feel limited with traditional mediums because I'm not as familiar with them, but I wanted to use this as an opportunity to get more practice. I think for a future video, I'd love to work with gouache. I bought the Himi gouache set a while back and need to spend more time learning how the medium works. I've had a couple attempts with it, but nothing that I really loved. I would consider myself a jack of all trades when it comes to art. I am most comfortable drawing, but I do love to try new mediums all the time. I've played around with and I found myself coming back to things like polymer clay, felting, embroidery, animation, and 3D modeling. And so I don't really have a strict plan or format for this channel. I do want to be able to freely share whatever art projects I'm working on, and not really limit myself to just drawing videos or animations. I just have too many interests to limit myself. And I love to do a 3D animation, and I love when people replicate PS1 or N64 graphics, so I'd love to try and make something like that. And I don't really have a topic for this video. I more so wanted to work on the anxiety of talking to a camera. I grew up on YouTube, and I love the idea of trying to give back to a community that just provided me endless hours of entertainment and education. I'm definitely not at a place where I feel comfortable educating people. So for now, I feel like my videos might become info dumps on current interests or project showcases. I ended up coloring this sketch with copic markers. Copic. I will most likely write the supplies I use in the description if you are curious. And the goal with these sketches isn't to create a masterpiece in any way. If anything, I went out of my way to let myself stay in my comfort zone. And I've been recently trying to study perspective as well as anatomy. But perspective has proven to be something very difficult for me to actually apply what I've learned. So I just let myself do some bust drawings and doodles because that's what I'm comfortable with and that's what I've drawn a million times. But yeah, I was too nervous recording myself to do much thinking while I was drawing, but I think this gave me some good experience at it, and I think I'll be much more comfortable next time I'm doing this. And that's a big theme I'm following for 2024, is being uncomfortable, which I know sounds weird, but I think not being okay with discomfort holds me back in a lot of ways. I'd love to share my art. I'd love to learn and explore and force myself to draw things that aren't within my comfort zone. And so I think having that as my mantra, be uncomfortable, I think that will lead to a lot of growth. And I've been really enjoying this sketchbook. It's the Talen art creation sketchbook. I would definitely say that it's expensive compared to previous sketchbooks that I've worked in, some of which I've even just made myself with like loose paper and grocery store bags. I did pick up a couple of these while they were 70% off at an art store though, so that made me much more willing to purchase them. But it's been great. I love the size I chose, and so far there hasn't really been a medium that I've tested that it can't hold. It kind of warps a little with the wash and watercolor, but I really don't mind that. I'm about a quarter way through this one, but I'm not sure I'll do a sketchbook tour. I've been coming out of some massive art burnout, and one of the biggest things that has helped me is not being perfectionist about my sketchbook. Treating it as a space to practice, bump out doodles, and experiment has made me much more likely to pick it up and actually draw. It might just be one I keep to myself because I worked in it with the intent that no one would see it. I'd also love to know if people prefer sped up videos or real-time. I think I personally prefer real-time more. I like being able to watch an artist make decisions as they draw, which I don't really feel like you get as clear in time lapses. But for my first time filming myself drawing, it was easier to do a time lapse because I wasn't sure how to edit down my hour and a half worth of footage. And now I've finished my page. There's some additional doodling. I didn't film this, but I went back and added more in the empty spaces. And I wanted to say a huge thank you to anyone who subscribed to me and really anyone who's watched any of my videos. But I'm excited to share more of my art, share my projects, my dabblings in different mediums, and share my interests. So thank you so much for watching.